Good morning, thanks for coming back to my channel. I am proper excited. I have just bought the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Oh my days, this was £379, very expensive camera, but I have needed to buy this and I shall explain why as I go through this video. But let's get on to unboxing it. Looks like there's a tear off strip there. There's your camera. There's a rubber piece here which comes out and push the camera off. And there it is, the GoPro Hero 7 Black. Let's have a quick look at the camera. It looks pretty decent. There's a 7 on the side there. And the housing is very similar to the Hero 4. So I've got my Hero 4 Silver here, and here's the Hero 7, and they're about the same kind of size really. Not much in it. Obviously, there's a lot more plastic housing on this one. Whoa, there we go. Pretty stiff because it's new, but the clip comes off. And the camera comes out the housing. So if we compare the two housings then, you can see that this one off the Hero 7 doesn't have a front or a back to it, whereas this one obviously has a back door and everything, because the Hero 4 Silver as a camera on its own is not waterproof, and that's what this is all about. You've got this back door to make it waterproof and everything. But the problem I have with this camera is once the microphone is on this, once it goes in here and it's all closed up, the microphone's now covered up and the audio quality is terrible. This one apparently the sound is a lot better. I've seen a few test videos online which it does sound a lot better, and it's got an open housing. The reason it can be open is because this is waterproof, so it doesn't need to be completely enclosed in a waterproof housing. And then the sound quality is a lot better, and the microphones on this are better to start with anyway. It's got a bit of a screen protector on the back. That just comes away and sticks to your hand apparently. So this is your box. Inside you've got GoPro stickers, you've got a manual, I think this is, papers, you've got your charging USB cable, and you've got the battery and a couple of sticky mounts, and that's that. So straight away, I've got two GoPro batteries on my Hero 4 Silver. They look like this. Here is the one from the Hero 7 Black, which I guess it'll be the same in all the Hero 7 ranges, and you can clearly see they are a different shape. So GoPro have done my legs, because if I want to get another battery, I've got to pay for that now, haven't I? And these batteries are going to be useless to me in the Hero 7. So I'm going to probably be selling my Hero 4 and these batteries will be going. But anyway, I've got a battery. I think the battery goes in this way, where the GoPro logo on the battery is upside down and facing the front. So one of the differences I've noticed straight away is there's no button on the front of the Hero 7. There's a similar power button on the top, like a settings or a mode button on the side. If I press the button on the top, switches the camera on. Look at that, Hero 7, check it out. It's a touchscreen camera. It's got the ability to capture the location of the video as you shoot it, so it's going to geotag the video in the metadata and so on. Install the GoPro app on your phone and then follow the instructions. Well, I'm shooting on my phone, so I can't film that right now, but I'll have to figure that out. Right, I'm shooting on the Hero 4. I've managed to connect the phone to the camera. That was really easy to do. On the Hero 4, that was a really clunky process. I remember having to mess about, typing in loads of codes and all kinds of stuff, and it barely worked. That was smooth as anything. The camera was, I didn't have to do anything with the camera. I just switched it on and it's just started connecting, and it's already linked up. So I can literally frame my shots. I hope you can see it moving around on the phone screen there as I'm moving the camera. You could frame your shot however you want before you even film it. It's brilliant. And as well, I could set the camera down. I could walk all the way over there for a shot or something, and I could be lining up the shot and making sure it looks okay on my phone before like I ran past the camera or something. So that's really good. Okay, back on the phone. So what is it that made me buy the GoPro Hero 7? What is it that made me spend £379 on this? So it's a bit of a story, but I bought the Hero 4 in 2016 for For those of you who followed my channel, you will know that Casey Neistat sent me a drone in an online giveaway that he did, and I was the winner of this drone. I got the drone. That inspired me to really get this YouTube channel going, and I went out and I bought this camera, and I've filmed loads and loads and loads of races on this camera. The Hero 4 Silver has been a great camera, but it's not perfect. It's never been perfect. It's got its problems. The sound quality is not great, and then there's an inevitable shake. So, and I'm a runner. My videos are about running. There's inevitably going to be shake as I run, like bouncing. And I've done a video before on what was the best mount to use for GoPro running, and I found the head mount to be, you know, the best for stability, but there's still this shake. So what I used to do, YouTube had an online video editor. So what you could do is you could edit your video on your laptop, and then you could upload it to YouTube. So if I filmed the first little bit standing still and there was no shake, I could splice it there, and then I could have the bit where I go running and everything's bouncy, and then I could splice at the end of that, and then there might have been a bit at the end of me talking or something, and that middle bit I could stabilize that on YouTube. So once I'd uploaded it, and I could just go through the YouTube editor and do that. So then I'd have an intro that wasn't stabilized section of running, and then an outro that's not stabilized, but the front and back didn't need to be stabilized. Then, must have been last year, I think it was, YouTube announced that they were removing the video editor. It was a feature that their users were not making use of. They didn't want to continue to develop it or whatever. And I'm a bit of a cynical person when it comes to stuff like this. So my view on that was that YouTube have probably been pressured from the likes of Adobe Premiere Pro and other paid editing softwares. You know, people are not going out and spending on paid softwares if YouTube are offering a free solution. So they've probably done away with that, is my speculation. They've done away with the YouTube editor, and then other companies are probably paying them a kickback as they sell their other software. So that meant that, you know, the free software is getting harder and harder to come by. But what they did leave, that they had an enhancements tab. So once you'd uploaded the video, you could go to the enhancements tab, and there was a stabilization option there. But what that would do is it would stabilize the entire video. So when you see the starts of my videos and my little Baze 187 logo comes up, that's a bit glimmery and moving, and the software for stabilization will detect that as movement. So it means that the logo sort of drifts around the screen a bit. It doesn't just sit in the middle where it should do. It doesn't look terrible, so I wasn't too bothered, but you know, it's not a perfect solution because the video is not as good as it could be. But I've been able to make do because the running segment in the middle would have this shake and this bounce. Using the stabilizer would sort that out, and it would be really smooth. And then only a couple of months ago, YouTube do another email announcement or whatever, and they're saying they're going to remove the enhancements tab. Again, they don't think their users are using this feature, yada, yada, yada. And I thought, well, why are they removing such a valuable tool? You know, anybody who's doing skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, you know, any action sport, there's always going to be some movement and shake in the camera. It's inevitable. Why would they do away with that? And then, of course, what happens is the GoPro Hero 7 drops. And the GoPro Hero 7 is boasting the Hypersmooth. And I watched Casey Neistat's video on the GoPro Hero 7. He was speaking to somebody who works at GoPro, and they described this as a gimbal killer. If you don't know what a gimbal is, it's like a handheld rod, and then there's a bit of a mechanism on the top, and then the camera would sit in the mechanism. So say, as the camera's there, as I move my hand like this, the mechanism would be moving around the camera effectively. The camera would stay still. So people have been using gimbals to get stable footage. They're saying, but gimbals can cost a couple of £100, and they're saying that this is a gimbal killer. The stabilization software that is within this camera is going to be so good, there'll be no need to stabilize anything in editing. That's a big claim to make, because when a camera is doing this or doing that, how are they eliminating that shake with the software? I don't know, I'm not a technical guy, but they're boasting that they're going to eliminate that. And I've seen some videos that other YouTubers have done where one guy I watched, he had a Hero 5, a Hero 6 and a Hero 7. He mounted them all side by side on a piece of wood, and he went out on his skateboard, he was filming, and he had a bit of side by side comparison. And I have to say, like, the Hero 7 does look a lot smoother. I think this 5 and the 6 had some stabilisation within there, but it was developing software, I guess. It was a new thing. Now they reckon they've nailed it on the 7. And the sound quality on the 7 is going to be so much better. It's waterproof, the microphones are all external, and the guy who did the 3 cameras was flicking between the audio on each camera, and the word audio was moving as he was going to different audios, and the 7 was better each and every time. And it's really clinched it for me now, because I've got this stabilization issue with my videos. I don't know if I can't remember exactly when the stabilization feature went, but you'll notice on the last couple of my videos the footage has been a bit shaky, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I'm not happy with that. It's not the best footage I can be putting out there, and it's not the best content I can be doing for you guys to watch. And I'm not really proud of it when it's not as best as I can make it. So I didn't want to keep putting out content like that. And also, the only way for me to sort that out is to A, purchase some expensive editing software, because what I use is free, to do the stabilisation in editing, or to purchase a gimbal. I mean, if I'm spending a couple of £100 on a gimbal, I'm not far off spending the price of one of these. And it's not just the stabilisation. This is better for many other reasons. You know, I think this does 1080p high definition at 60 frames per second, I think it was. This one will do 4K at 60. I think it will do 1080p at 120 frames per second. And I mean, frames per second is important if you're speeding up and slowing down footage. This is also going to do the hyper smooth, as I explained, but it also is doing what they call time warp. If you've used Instagram and you've used hyperlapse, where you can walk along and you can film, and it does a sort of a time lapse of the movement, like it's that kind of thing, but this is called time warp. It's just what they're calling it. Same thing though. That is going to be having the hyper smooth stabilization incorporated into a time lapse. So as I'm moving around and recording a time lapse, it should be perfectly stable. Within my videos, I often do a quick, time lapse of the route as I'm running. So that's going to be perfect for me. And yeah, I just thought I've got to spend this money. I've got to get this camera, because I want you guys to have the best possible content that you can have from my videos, and I can't do it with this anymore. This is just not fit for purpose. With, as technology advances, it just gets outdated, doesn't it? And they do it on purpose to make you buy new stuff, and here I am muggins buying it, but it's the way of the world. So there we go, there's the GoPro Hero 7. I'm really looking forward to using this now in my future videos to make good running content. And yeah, let's see what it brings. I'll probably do a video later in this week or something where I do maybe some comparison footage between the two, where I just put the hyper smooth on this, upload that raw footage with raw footage from this, no stabilisation in editing, and just see the difference. If you're thinking about buying a GoPro Hero 7 yourself, I've put links below where you can buy the GoPro Hero 7 on Amazon. And I'm always upfront about this. If you buy it through that link, it will cost you no more money than if you just bought it direct from Amazon. But because it's an affiliate link, what that means is I've put the product with you, the buyer, and I would get paid a small commission. But that commission would not come out of your pocket, it comes out of theirs. But doing it that way really helps support this channel, because I don't get paid to do this, I do it for free. And if I can draw some income from doing this, then it helps me buy things like this, or pay for races that I'm entering, and all those things to keep bringing the content to this channel that you lot seem to enjoy, because you will watch it. So yeah, if you want to support the channel in that way, please do so. Even if you click an affiliate link and you then buy a different product on Amazon, I believe I still get a commission on that. So it supports this channel and it's free to you, and I really hope that you can help me out in that way, so thank you very much. Also, I'm nominated in the Running Awards at the moment for Best Personal Blog. I shall put a link below where you can vote for Baze 187 for Best Personal Blog. If you think my videos are good and you enjoy them, I'd really appreciate your vote there as well. If you've liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel for more running related content. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you on the next one.